everybody, so welcome back. Today I'm doing kind of a weekly update, and I'm going to start doing these from now on, and I'm just letting everyone know that I'm going to start trying to post like 4 videos a month, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Just know that it's a little bit difficult for me to do that. I've just noticed that other people who post on YouTube, that's how often they post, is about 4 days a week. For me, it's a little bit hard. I have to pre-record all the videos. It's hard to do a weekly update when it might not be posted that day, but I think I've got it figured out. So I'll be doing like a weekly update, what I finished, what I'm reading, what I plan to pick up next. So my treat this week, I made banana cake, and that's kind of what I'll be munching on or hoping to munch on while I'm reading. It's really good, actually. I finished 4 books this week, I think. Well, but one of them was a cookbook. It was a no-bake cheesecake cookbook that I found on the Kindle for free. And it's just something like my family really likes cheesecake. Some of the recipes were repetitive, but I'm definitely going to make some no-bake cheesecake. Then the first one that I finished, which was an audiobook, was Mother Night, Using Stories and Learning to See in the Dark by Clarissa, Pinkola, Estes. And she is a psychotherapist, or at least she sounds like she is, and she uses story in order to teach people things and help people with their problems. When I read this, I was like, wow, I wish I could be a therapist more like her. I really enjoyed it. The next one that I finished was a Kindle book, and that was This Life or the Next by Demian, Vitanza. And this is a translated book. I believe the guy is from Pakistan, and he went to a prison and interviewed some people, or it might have just been one person, and this is his fictional account of this person's experience, but becoming a terrorist, basically, in Pakistan and different places, and how he was seduced by that. And I thought it was really good. Made you think about things in a little bit different way. And like I said, it was fiction, but it was based on somebody's actual events, at least partly. And then the 4th book that I finished was called Jude the Obscure by Thomas Hardy. This is a classic. I don't know what to say about this book. So there was, the first part of it drove me crazy, because this book was written in 1895, and I don't know if this was the first time that a love triangle showed up, but there was a definite love triangle, square, pentagram, I don't know, but there was a lot of messed up stuff going on with the love thing, and how marriage and academia and all of these things kind of played into marriage. But the part that was annoying was that how much of it was over these guys, these people obsessing over each other, how they love this person and they can't be with this person because they're married to somebody else, and that the marriage doesn't work out, so they're not supposed to be with this person, but they decide to do it anyway. There was just a little bit too much like, oh, I love this person so much and I can't be with them, and they were just pining over each other. And then kind of close to the end, around maybe 2/3 of the, well, hard to say, pretty close to the end, like something happens that's like absolutely horrible, like one of the most horrible things I could ever possibly imagine happening. And at that point, I was at the point where I was like, I didn't know if I could stand to read anymore. And then when that happened, I was like, oh, now I have to know what happens. And it improved the book for me, because then it wasn't so much them, although there was still a lot of, I love this person, I can't be with this person because of this tragedy. But I think it kind of showed that when you have a love triangle, if you have something like that, there are real consequences. And that, or when people are that way, when they do things like that, the people who suffer the most are the children. And this absolutely showed that. Okay, so those are the books that I finished. Currently, I am listening to Golden Sun, which is the 2nd book in the Red Rising series by Piers Brown. And I'm really enjoying it. This is a science fiction. It's about Mars, and there's a hierarchy on Mars, and they're based on color. And this is and gold are at the top, This is about a red who decides he's going to infiltrate the golds, and he's going to kind of take down their society because the reds are the lowest, they're enslaved, and he's going to free them. So I should finish this today or tomorrow, so it'll be good. The next one that I'm reading is Oathbringer by Brandon Sanderson. I'm a little over halfway. This is the third book in the Stormlight Archive. Again, really enjoying it. Brandon Sanderson is probably one of my favorite fantasy authors, and this one's no exception. There's like so much going on in these books. Obviously, they're so big that there's so much going on, but each one kind of follows a different person, and you get to see their backstory and their history and how they got to be where they are. And so that's what that's about. And I think that Brandon Sanderson writes some of the best magic systems that I've ever read. So, alright, so this was great. I hope to finish Oathbringer this week. Might go a little bit into the weekend, but I'm hoping to finish it this week. Of course, I'm listening to The Wandering Inn The Wandering Inn Book 3 Part 1, The Flowers of Esthem by Pirateaba. And this is just one that my kids picked. This is our audio pick for this month. And hopefully we'll finish it by the end of the month. Don't know. And then I just picked up The City in the Middle of the Night by Charlie Jane Anders. And I don't know, I just started it. I'm like on chapter 2. So it's hard to say what it's really about. I think it's about dreaming and using the power of dreams. That there's certain people who can make dreams into reality, and how that gift gets exploited. So those are the 4 books that I'm currently reading. And when I finish those, which I'll probably finish most of them this week, I don't see why I wouldn't, I'll be picking up They Cage the Animals at Night by Jennings, Michael Bunch. This is a nonfiction. I believe it's about children in either a group home or an orphanage or something like that. Okay, so I'll be picking up that. And then I will be picking up Senlin Ascends by Josia Boncraft. And this is a fantasy. I've heard it's like reading a video game, so I may or may not like it. Not that I don't like video games, I just don't like to read them. I'd rather play them if I'm going to play video games. And then when I'm done with Golden Sun, I'll probably pick up Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. So those are the ones that I will be picking up. Those are the ones that I'm planning to finish. So that's my weekly wrap-up. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe.